What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? Today I'm finna do a recap of the goddamn 1090J situation concerning him and Larry Hoover. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is a prime example what I be telling people, you know what I'm saying? You need to stay in your own lane, mind your own business. You know what I'm saying? But I think it finally caught up with 1090J. He finally done barked up that wrong tree. He finally barked up that wrong tree, man. So we finna do a little a recap of what's going on with 1090J in the GD.
Up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090J, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on some prehistoric paperwork that hit the internet that I'm not even responsible for, but I fact-checked it. And in this video, we're going to be speaking on Larry Hoover identifying two rival gang members to police that shot him.
Tell him, bro. Who free, bro? My mother, she free. Who? Larry Hoover, he free, bro. Yes, sir. Larry free. They mad.
I mean, what's up with it? These little videos he got in the his little intro. It sounded like he trying to troll the GD. My head came across somewhere somebody was like he basically been into it with the GDs on the low. So that's what I'm getting from these little videos he got right here trolling. You know what I'm saying? That the guys are happy that Larry Hoover come home. But let's keep going with the content.
That we is GD. Free them gangsters. Free Larry Hoover.
Now, President Trump just gave the presidential middle finger to anyone who ever called him racist after not only pardoning NBA YoungBoy, who's about to go on a mega tour, but commuting the sentence of the Larry Hoover.
His name is Larry Hoover. He's the reputed leader of the black gangster Disciples street gang, one of the largest in the nation. For 20 years, he's been locked behind prison walls because of a murder conviction. This week, he goes before the state parole board, and he could soon be a free man.
Done my time. I paid my debt to society. Anytime you do a extensive amount of time, it could have two effects. It could harden you, or it can make you think. And I've thought.
Now, for those that don't know, Larry Hoover is the founder and former leader of the Gangster Disciples, a major street gang based in Chicago that spread from the Midwest, dominating parts of the South, and even reaching out to the Northeast. To this day, many prominent rappers are members of the Gangster Disciples, while other rappers have been known sworn enemies to the Gangster Disciples. Larry Hoover, a kingpin, gang lord, murderer, is a man whose name has held power for over 50 years. But today, his legacy is in question as the unthinkable has happened. Remo from No.
I ain't trying to be funny on that, y'all, but what 1090J, the goddamn, you know what I'm saying? I can't cuss on here, so I had to say goddamn, but the question, who Larry Hoover is in these streets. Ever since a child, that name rung bells, that name brought power behind it. So for 1090J to get on here and go at a prominent figure like Larry Hoover, that tell me really, I think 1090J really like I think he the police. I'm gonna just be real, man. It might is strange. You going after everybody, man. Everybody. I don't never see you expose your race or none of that. It always gotta be a brother that you expose. I think he did expose that race maybe one time. But how many times you done expose brother? Now don't get me wrong now. I understand snitching is snitching. Yeah, put it on Front Street, and that's what they out here doing, because you shouldn't be out here committing crime with nobody. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be a man enough to take your charge and stand in that paint by yourself without pointing your finger on the net man and taking them from their family. So I don't respect the snitching. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm in the street, but I'm not. I got like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give y'all both angles of how this shit go. Basically, what I'm saying. So let's continue with the video. It look like he got Remo up here. I think Remo the one who basically put the paperwork. Well, not paperwork. We ain't gonna call it paperwork. This is an article. So this is not paperwork, you guys. This is not paperwork. This is an article. They haven't pulled up no paperwork. So all this paperwork, that's bogus. So let's continue with the content.
No Jumper would post to Instagram a photo of what appears to be prehistoric paperwork detailing a shooting in which Larry Hoover himself was the victim. Parker High School sat in the Inglewood neighborhood on the south side of Chicago. On September 4th, 1968, it was the first day of school, and it would be turned to a crime scene. Leader of the Supreme Gangsters, 18-year-old Larry Hoover, informed the police that he was standing in the school hall just outside the principal's office when two...
This is Pod 5, the first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent, adaptive,
two members of the East Side Disciples appeared. They were identified as 18-year-old James Highsmith and 20-year-old Leonard Longstreet, and they did not go to Parker High. Hoover told police the two walked past me in the hall, and Highsmith smiled. Then Longstreet said, "Burn him," and Highsmith pulled a gun and started shooting. I got hit. Larry Hoover, the 18-year-old leader of the Supreme Gangsters that came before the Gangster Disciples' creation, flat out told the police two rival gang members entered his school and shot him. Bullets...
Hold on, y'all. I gotta pause it right though. Like, you gotta think about them times we were living in. What they happened in the 70s? When they happened in the 60s, 70s, something like that. So around that time, you gotta think about up in, you know what I'm saying, Chicago, New York, really all over America, the police was corrupt, you know what I'm saying, to the max, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't believe nothing that the police put out in the public, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't believe nothing that was said about basically a black man, you know what I'm saying, in the media eye. You couldn't believe nothing that they were putting in them papers and on the news, because back then they were trying to really break the black man down who had the most power. You know what I'm saying? They did the same thing with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I can keep going on with the Black Panther Huey. I can keep going. So you can't believe what they put in the article, my guy. So for you even to make a whole video and then put a red jacket on Mr. Hoover's name behind the article, man, you clout chasing, bro. And really this time, I think you really done barked up that wrong tree. Hopefully you can learn your lesson from it right here, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope it don't turn out bad for you. You know what I'm saying? But you got the right one this time. But we're going to keep going with the content. You heard what they say. This is an article. This is no paperwork. Ain't nobody showed no paperwork. So we cannot throw no red jacket on Mr. Hoover, man. Y'all disrespecting the old man. Now he just sat down, laid in that can all them years. And they ain't ready, and for him to get, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden the president report him, and then you drop this article, that's weird, man. You on weird times right now. For real, Shot. I don't know what you got going on, but let's keep rolling with the content, though.
Struck two other students, both 15 years old. Larry and the two others were all shot in the legs and rushed to a hospital. Only minutes after the shooting, police arrested the two gang members who were out on bond for two separate shootings. A Cook County grand jury would indict the two men on charges of aggravated battery on Larry Hoover. Now, this is going to piss a lot of people off, but before I do that, I wanted to confirm whether this was even true, because this didn't seem to be an arrest report. This looked like a newspaper clipping. So I dug into the Chicago Tribune dating back 57 years ago, and what I found was page 14 of the Chicago Tribune from September 5th, 1968, the day after the shooting. The article was titled, "Police Arrest 2 in Shooting of 3 Students, Gang Rivalry Blamed for Violence." 3 youths were shot down in Parker High School in what police described as a continuing battle between rival street gangs. Inglewood police said the shooters were identified by the victims in the hospital and several other witnesses. The police identified Larry Hoover as a gang member, and again, the article would state Hoover told police who shot him and how it happened. Now, this would be considered snitching by anyone following the quote-unquote code. But what about the one who created the code?
Yeah, man, I gotta stop it right there, man. He really pissing me off, man. He's saying we go consider that snitching. Well, that ain't even no paperwork, my boy. That's an article, man. That is an article. And don't he got some red? Don't he got a red jacket on him too? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what you talking about? What you mean? Yeah, you weird, buddy. Buddy, weird, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. How the world you gonna put a red jacket on somebody with no paperwork? With no paperwork. I continue with the content though.
This was Larry fucking Hoover, the founder of the Gangster Disciples.
Hey, y'all peep how he just said Mr. Hoover name. He said it name like you really got some, like you got a problem with him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't peep that. I be catching on everything, y'all. Be catching on everything.
A man whose name is at the top of Chicago gang lore along with Al Capone. And this wasn't the last time he'd be mentioned in a newspaper. 2 years later, it was 1970, and Hoover was one of 3 arrested for gunning down a 19-year-old on 69th. 3 years after that, a 24-year-old was kidnapped and shot to death. Hoover would be picked up on a murder warrant, and a week later, a witness set to testify against Hoover was found dead on the south side with 2 holes in the back of his head. It was too late, though. The 26-year-old had already given a deposition to police stating he witnessed Hoover and another man kidnap the victim the day before the victim was murdered.
Factor clearly gets active lifestyles. They're developed by dietitians and prepared by chefs, so they're actually good.
They dump his body in an alley, allegedly because he was...
All right, that's enough of that video, y'all. I don't really want to... Yeah, he ain't talking about that now. Now we finna play the audio clip of Wet 100 speaking to the old man who actually shot Mr. Hoover back in 1968 at the high school. He basically explaining how no, Mr. Hoover did not write no statement on me. It was during the 100 people in the hallway. So everybody saw me shoot him. So he didn't have to tell. But let me pull that up though. Y'all give me a second real fast. Let me pull that up for y'all. Give me a second. What his name is? Wet 100. Wet 100. He'll climb too though. Y'all know Wet could climb. Wet 100 Larry Hoover. Go ahead and type that in. It should be at the top. Here you go right here. Yeah.
It's Ray Gift TV.
Ray Block TV.
Okay, so this is what they dropped. It says Parker High School, located at 60 office, when carrying a pistol in the Parker High School hall. William.
Right now, with them youngsters, plant a seed right now in that state facility for somebody who may want to get a rep, might want to get a rep, and have an excuse of doing it. Send Mr. Hoover in his 70s to this state facility.
Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. I'm looking for the video where Wet 100 had him on the phone. Looking for that video right there. Okay, here you go.
Is that it wasn't the whole narrative that the newspaper had and a lot of people was repeating it, a lot of books never did happen like that. But as long as he wasn't with me, he was down the hallway. Did nobody tell me to burn that man? 2 girls came and told me that they was coming down there to jump on me, but I could have left. But I had a pistol, so I waited for him. And that's what happened.
Okay. He said the other individual that was named in the newspaper article where they said he told James burn Larry Hoover, said that never happened. Dude was way down the hallway somewhere. He said 2 girls told him they called Larry and them to come jump on him. So instead of leaving, he had a pistol, so he waited on them to show up. And when they showed up, he got busy. Let's keep it going. Got you. So y'all had y'all personal issues regardless of what it was. You was a shooter. There was a bunch of people in the hallway that probably gave description or probably knew who you was or saw whatever it was they saw. But with you fighting the case, Larry Hoover was never a name that cooperated against you, is what you're saying. I'm saying that plus he couldn't have.
Okay, y'all hear right there from the man himself who allegedly shot Mr. Larry Hoover. Y'all heard it right there. So 1090, man, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't even know what to say at that point. I don't know what to say, man. I feel like you really just embarked up that wrong tree. And at the end of the day, you make that bed, you gotta lay in that bed. Until next time, I'm gonna catch up with y'all.